Today, I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about just trusting God, just taking it a step at a time. We don't always have the details, we don't always know, but what's important is to continue just trusting God and going with what He is asking you to do. That's the goal for today. Well, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning here in the Ozarks. We're going to do some yard cleaning up today. The goal is to just try and clean up the yard a little bit. The grass hasn't been mowed in a while, and so this will probably be the last mowing that it gets for the season, and then next spring we'll mow it.
Did it actually need gas?
A little bit, not very much. Alright, my name's Aaron. Welcome back to Living the Gap. We got a lot of work done today. I intended on sharing a little bit throughout the work process today, but we got busy and it was hard to stop, so anyways, so now I'm going to come back and I'm going to visit with you guys a little bit. So we just recently, my family and I just recently moved out of town, and we got some bigger space and all of this, but there's a number of things that we don't necessarily like about maybe the house, or there's lots of little things about it that we had to paint, and we had to there's some leaky faucets and some different things that it takes some work, and it's further out of town, and just all these different things. And then on top of that, really we're going to be spending more money out here, and we're going to be doing all this different things, lots of different negative things about coming out here. And you might be thinking, well, Aaron, what's the deal here? What are you trying to say? Why did you move out there if there's all these negative things about it? And the truth is, my wife and I weren't really looking for a place to move to, because the place that we were at, we were able to save a lot of money, or we were working on that anyways, and so it was a good spot for us. And then we had an opportunity to come out here and just look at the property and the house out here. And long story short, we looked at it and we come out here not really expecting much of anything, but we came out here and looked, and we were like, you know what? I really feel a peace in my heart about moving out here, even though it didn't make a whole lot of sense in multiple different ways. And so the reason that we moved out here isn't because there were all these benefits about it, there's all these good things or anything like that. Really, the reason is because God told us to come out here. He told us, not through some crazy voice in our head or anything like that. He spoke to our hearts, and we both felt a peace about coming out here. We felt good about it. And we've got experience with the Lord. He's done this with us before, especially with houses. I don't know what the deal is with moving and finding places to live, but He's always taken care of us, and He's always led us in our hearts as to where we needed to go. Anyways, so we decided to move out here. We moved out here. And I wanted to mention this story to you guys just to encourage you to trust God on a step-by-step basis. You can kind of look at the Christian walk and how you're supposed to handle yourself, and how you're supposed to trust God and live by faith and go by the things that you know in your heart and by the Word of God, and instead of the things that you see, the things that make sense, like finances or location or things like that. Even though we will be spending more money out here, we know that God's going to take care of us because He told us to come out here, and we have faith in that, and we trust God in that. And so I wanted to encourage you guys to go ahead and take those steps of faith, trust Him to guide you and to lead you, and even when it doesn't necessarily make sense. You know, some people may not agree with me, the fact that I'm trusting God even when it doesn't make sense financially. Some people may not like that, I don't know. But really, it's about just trusting God with the little things. We're gonna be just fine financially. We're gonna be just fine where we're at. In fact, we're gonna be better here than we were before, simply because this is where God has told us to come. And so it really just comes down to trusting God in the little things. So we don't know the details about why God brought us out here, how long we're gonna be out here. We could be out here for a year. We could be out here for 5 or 10 years, I don't know. And we're just renting. You know, we have a dream to be able to buy our own place, and we really would like to be able to save money for that, and here we won't be able to save as much. And so there's all these different details that we really just don't know how it's going to pan out, and we don't, you know, there's just lots of different things that we really just don't quite understand yet. But we're willing to trust God, we're willing to take His word and do it. And so as you face your gap, as you look at your situation and you see that you're in between, you're further than just starting, but you haven't quite made it to where you're planning on going. You haven't quite made the destination. That could just be life in general. That could just be maybe you're working towards getting out of school. You're working towards a new job. You're working to some kind of financial status. Maybe you're working towards moving out in the country. Whatever it may be, whatever those goals are, you're in a in-between spot, the gap. Okay, in a gap. And that's what this channel's about. I'm about encouraging you guys to live in your gap. So in the time that you're starting and the time that you're finishing, there's a gap there, and you can't waste that time. Okay, I understand this life on this earth is a gap. We've been born, we started in this world, but this is not our end place. This is not our final destination. And so in this life, what are you doing in that gap? Are you trusting God? Or are you just doing what you want to do? And so I want to encourage you guys, live that gap. Live your life. Live that gap. Live the way God has wanted you to live. He's got a plan and He's got a purpose for you, and you are truly loved. And so that's it for us today. I hope that this is encouraging to you guys. And again, remember, you are always loved, and you will always have a purpose. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if this encourages you. This channel is all about encouragement, discipleship, and community. Okay, and so in the community, if you want to reach out to me, if you need prayer or whatever, I'm here for you guys. My wife and I will pray for you guys if you need it. You are loved, and you do have a purpose. All right, we'll see you next time.